Hey yogis, welcome back to Yoga with Brittany. My name is Brittany and today we are doing a slow flow. And for me, this is unwinding from my day. Maybe you're doing a slow flow in the morning. It doesn't really matter. This is just designed to decompress the nervous system, de-stress, just kind of slow things down a little bit, move the body without the added pressure of getting in a quick, intense workout. This is just moving our body in a loving way that feels good and sets us up for a good day or a good night. So with all that being said, get into something comfortable if you haven't already, grab a water, and I'll meet you on your mat. So today we're actually going to start in an easy seat. I have my left leg crossed over my right. You can start with the other leg on top. It doesn't really matter. Just remember which leg you have on top now. Take your hands to the tops of your thighs or to your knees and then just gently close down the eyes. And once the eyes are closed down, I want you to rock left and right, side to side, back and forth, and find what feels like center. Oftentimes we sit down and we're leaning forward or maybe a little off to the side and we think we're centered. And then once we tune in, we realize our center is actually a little bit different than what we thought. So get any extra movements out. And once you have found your center, just sit up nice and tall. And we're going to start by tuning in, taking inventory of the body, of the mind, physically, emotionally, and energetically. What have you brought onto your mat with you? And we're going to take 3 rounds of breath together. Let's see what we can release right off the bat. Breathing in through the nose and out of the mouth. And 3, 2, 1. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out of the mouth. Through the nose, breathe in. And exhale, let it go. Very nice. Let that land in the body. Noticing any sensations in the body, whether there's a little bit of vibration in the fingertips. Maybe you can feel the heart rate or feel the pulse. Maybe you can feel tension like lingering in the shoulders or in the neck, in the face, in the jaw. Can you deepen your breath, sending it all the way down to your sit bones. Ironing out the inhales and the exhales. Feeling each part of the body get a little bit heavier the longer you sit. And our intention for this class that I will set for us is just ease. One word, ease. If you have a different intention that you would like to set, feel free to think upon that now. But I would like you to take the ease of this flow beyond the mat into your day, with you to work, into bed. Ease the nervous system. Ease in your decisions. Ease in your actions. Ease. And with that, we'll inhale the arms overhead, unite the palms, and then exhale, bring the hands to heart center, just sealing in that intention. Inhale the arms overhead. You can blink open the eyes if they're not already open. On the exhale, twist to the left. Left hand will plant behind you. Right hand comes to the left knee. Breathe in, sit up nice and tall. On the exhale, maybe you twist a little bit deeper, taking your gaze over that left shoulder, as long as that feels okay on the neck. Can you pull the left shoulder back in line with the right? Keep both hip bones pointing forward. Very nice. Slowly unwind, come back through center, reach both arms high, inhale. And then exhale, twist to the right. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand plants behind you. Again, thinking length with the inhales and depth with the exhales. Gazing over the right shoulder as you twist. Can you find a little length and a little distance from your left ear to your left shoulder? Very nice. Come back to center. Inhale, reach the arms up high. On the exhale, take your left hand to the mat. Right arm reaches up and over. Now you can be on your finger pads here, or as you walk the hand out, if you have the space, you could drop onto that left forearm, but keep the right shoulder pulled back and keep the right hip rooting down. So if you're really lifted, really leaning, then back off a little bit, straighten back into that left arm. Pull the shoulder down the back. Maybe you take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Very nice. Now close off that right shoulder and then walk the hands towards the middle, coming into a seated forward fold. Walking the hands forward. It doesn't have to be the deepest fold. You can even bend into the elbows and rest. Keep the sit bones rooting back. And then walk the hands back up. Reach the arms high. Taking it to the right side now. Right hand drops over, left arm reaches up and over. Coming onto the forearm. If you have the space, peel the left shoulder open, take your gaze up. Very nice. Close off your left shoulder. Now walk the hands back through center, forward fold. Maybe this one gets a little deeper. Keep sitting the hip bones back. Strength, find the length in the side body, goodness. And then walk the hands up. Rest back onto your palms, fingertips pointing towards your heels as you plant the feet. Press into the heels, come into a reverse table. So lift the hips, lift the chest, breathe in. Stay for the exhale. One more inhale. And then slowly lower the hips, crossing the legs once again in your easy seat. This time the right ankle is on top. Remember, we're just taking a nice, easy, slow flow. So it's all about ease today. Reach the arms up. Very nice. Twist to your left. Sitting up nice and tall. Inhale. Exhale, twist a little deeper. And then unwind, reach both arms high. Exhale, twist to the right. Come on back through center, reach the arms high. Drop your left hand down, right arm reaches up and over, side body stretch. And then close off the shoulder, walking the hands forward into a fold. Walk the hands up, reach the arms high. Side body stretch, right hand drops to the mat, left arm reaches up and over. Very nice. Close off the left shoulder, walk the hands through center, come into your forward fold. And walk your hands back. Planting the hands behind you, fingertips point towards your heels. Plant both heels, lift the hips, reverse table one more time. Deep breath in. And then slowly release your hips to the ground. And then we're going to take your legs into a V. It doesn't have to be a very wide V, just a V. Reach the arms high. And then on the exhale, roll your toes towards the back of the room. So as if you could roll the knees and the toes backwards. Start to reach your chest forward. You can take your hands or your forearms to the ground or to the mat at any time. Not worried so much about getting really deep into these stretches just yet. We're just warming up the body. Slowly walk the hands up. Turn the body over your right leg, reach the arms high, and then fold. Beautiful. Walk the hands back up. Turn the body over the left leg and fold once more. If I am moving too fast at any point and you want to hang out a little bit longer in any of these stretches, by all means. We are going to get a little bit of a vinyasa going here in just a moment. Walk the hands back up. Bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees fall open wide. You can have your legs in more of a diamond here. That's going to get more into the hips. Or walk the heels into your seated butterfly. Grab the feet and then reach the heart forward. You can even use the elbows to press the knees away. Any amount, maybe even a little rock side to side. Very nice. Slowly come on up. And we're going to make your way into a tabletop position. So swing your legs around, whatever way you're facing. Stacking your elbows over your wrists, your hips over your knees. And then we'll start with the toes untucked. On the inhale, drop the belly, spread through the collarbones, lift the chin. On the exhale, round through the spine by tucking the tailbone. Press the mat away. Head and neck is heavy. Inhale, open up to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale, open up. And exhale, cat. Over the next 3 rounds, keep going with your cow and cat, but I want you to notice if your body's asking for any movement. So mine's kind of wanting to go a little bit back and forth. But maybe your body's asking you to take some movement side to side, twisting out the hips. This is where I like to invite my classes to close down their eyes and just feel intuitively what their body's asking them to do. Completely your practice. It doesn't have to look like anyone else's. Take one more round of breath and then we'll meet in a neutral table. Very nice. Come back into your neutral table. I'm going to keep my toes tucked this time. Just feels good for me today. Walk your right palm towards the middle of the mat. Peel your left arm open. Take a big breath in. On the exhale, thread your left arm underneath your right, coming to rest on your left cheek or your left ear. This right palm can stay beside the face for balance, or it can wrap around the low back. Now, if you wrap, try to level off the hips. So notice right away that right hip likes to pull up. Try to level the hips back down and rather work the right shoulder down the back, but keep the hips level. Very nice. Return the right palm to the mat. Press into the palm. Peel the left arm open. And then let it land tabletop. If you need to reset the table, take a cow-cat here if you would like. Otherwise, walk the left palm towards the center. Peel your right arm open. Full breath in. On the exhale, thread right arm underneath left. Same arm variation options on this side. You can work that left arm around the low back, reaching for that inner right thigh. And then notice if the hips start to pull up on the left side. Even those hips back out. Let this twist the spine. Very nice. Unwinding the arms, plant into the left palm. Peel your right arm open, and then let it land tabletop. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale to cat. Coming to your neutral table. Now we're going to walk the hands forward into puppy pose. So dropping the chest where the hands were. Melting the heart, heart melting pose. Resting your chin, your lips, or your forehead onto the mat. Very nice. Slowly walk the hands back under the shoulders. And then we're going to bring your hands to your hips. So you're coming to standing on the knees. Very nice. Tuck the tailbone just a tad, just like you were in if you were in mountain pose, but this time we're doing it on the knees. Reach the arms up high, extended mountain on the knees. Breathe in, pressing the hips forward, just taking a baby back bend. And then exhale, find embryo. So like a child's pose, but with your arms reaching back to your feet. Work your way back into your tabletop. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale, cat. Walk the hands up to the hips. Reach the arms high. Inhale. On the exhale, take your hands to your low back like you're going to stick them into pockets. Squeeze the glutes to press the hips forward. Now breathe in. And then exhale, embryo. Inhale, tabletop. Stay for your exhale. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale to cat. Inhale, come to standing on the knees, hands to hips. Settle for the exhale. Inhale, sweep the arms high, press the hips forward. Exhale, take a baby back bend. Inhale, reach the arms high. Exhale, embryo. One more round like that. Inhale to tabletop. Hold for your exhale. Inhale to cow. Exhale to cat. Use your inhale to come to standing on your knees. Hold for the exhale, iron out the spine. Inhale, the arms reach high. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, reach the arms high. And then exhale, embryo. Very nice. Slowly return to your table. And then just for a transition, we're going to kick your left leg high. So this three-legged table, look to the outside of your left hand, wiggle the left hand in, and then step your left foot to the outside of your left hand, coming into your low lizard lunge. If it was a little tight in the legs there, and if it's easier for you to come into your downward facing dog to high lizard and then low lizard, by all means, enter any way that feels good to you. But before we do any sort of folding, we're gonna just wiggle a little bit, left and right. Let the hips sink forward and through. Let the hips get nice and heavy. Maybe even make some circles with the hips, which I know is like, if you have tight hips like me, you're like, how? Just try, see what you can maneuver in here. Imagining that the motion is the lotion. Okay. When you're ready to find some stillness, you can find stillness. Now, if you need a little more space, you can prop your hand up on a block or take your left hand to your left thigh and just very gently pressing the left thigh away, allowing the big toe to peel up, letting this foot spill over to the pinky toe edge of the foot. And if you're feeling pretty good here and you'd like to come onto your forearms is always an option as well. Wherever you are, just keep breathing. Just a few more breaths here. Notice if you can soften in the face, in the shoulders. If anything is tensing up on you, what can you let go of? Very slowly make your way back onto your palms. We're going to wiggle this left foot towards the center of the mat now, coming into low lunge with the knee dropped. Inhale to lift the chin, spread across the collarbones, untuck the back toes if they were tucked. Breathe in. On the exhale, shift the hips back into your half split. Pull the left toes towards the face. Pump the heart forward towards the toes, finding a little bit more length. And then pull that left hip crease back. Breathe in. Stay for your exhale. Now notice I'm not sitting back on my right heel. My hips are still lifted. Keep dragging the left toes back towards the face. Stay for the exhale. One more big breath in. And full breath out. Very nice. Walk the hands forward, bend into that left knee. Take your hands to the top of the left knee. Sink the hips forward and through. Option to stay here or roll to the top of that right knee as you kick the right heel into the glute. Now see it here. I'm not using my hands just yet. I'm just relying on the leg muscle in the back of that right leg to peel the heel in. And then I'm going to reach back and see if I have a connection with my right hand, hugging the inner thighs together. And if I do, maybe I can reach back with my left hand, grabbing the ankle or the foot. Now from here, if I have a connection, I can bend at the elbows and keep pulling the heel in. I'll get more of a quad stretch. If you want more of a chest opener, a little bit more of a back bend, kick the heel away from the glute, open up, drawing the foot back towards the mat. Now this is as far as I'm going today. Breathe in, keep hugging the inner thighs towards each other. I know this will get those legs nice and warm. Very nice. Slowly return your left palm to the top of the thigh. Release the back foot, tuck the toes. Woo, plant the hands under the shoulders and shift the hips back just for a moment. Wiggle that out. And then we're going to come into half hero pose. So open up that right knee just a tad. Now sit your hips all the way back. If you need to manually roll the right calf away from underneath that right thigh, I have my knees side by side here and my right foot is to the outside of my right hip. Tug the left toes towards the face. Inhale, reach the arms high, and then exhale to fold. My legs are feeling really tight today, so there's not a ton of folding going on over on my end of the camera, but it feels good nonetheless. This next move we're going to make is a little bit of a bigger move, so listen up closely. Start to bring the upper body up, and then we're going to plant the right hand right behind that right foot. So the right toes are meeting my right wrist crease almost. My fingers are pointing away. Now press into the right shin and the left heel and open up into this like 90-90 with the legs. Your left arm's going to reach up and back. You may feel an opening in this right hip flexor, also in the front line of the body. Grind into that left heel, press into your right palm. Full breath in. On the exhale, sit the hips back to the inside of that right foot. Swim the arms down and fold right back where we started in your half hero. Nice inhale, open up. Plant the right palm, sweep the left arm overhead, press into the heel, lift the hips, and then use your exhale to fold. We've just got one more. Getting a little bit of motion going in. Inhale, open up. Stay for your exhale. Big breath in, take up space. And then exhale, sit the hips back and fold. Very nice. In no fancy way, we're going to make your way back into your tabletop. Planting the palms under the shoulders, knees under hips. Inhale, open up to cow. And exhale to cat. Neutral table. And then kick your right leg high. We're heading into your low lizard. So if you'd rather come from downward facing dog, that's an option as well. Step your right foot to the outside of your right hand, coming onto the outer edge of the mat if you have a standard size regular yoga mat here. And then begin to find some movement before you fold. Wiggling the hips. Creating those circles. And then once you've found some motion and lotion here, you can move down onto your forearms if you would like, or onto your blocks, whatever you've got. Relax the jaw, soften the face. Slowly walk the hands back up. And then walk your right foot to the center of the mat. Inhale, I'm coming onto my finger pads to give myself some space as I look up, broaden through the collarbones. Exhale, half split. Tugging the right toes back towards the face, especially that right pinky toe mound. Pull that towards you. Pump the heart forward and fold. Very nice. Begin to bend into that right knee. Take your right hand onto the top of the right thigh, followed by the left. I'm going to roll onto the top of that left knee and squeeze the left heel into the glute. Reach back with my left hand. Find some stability. Grinding through your points of contact and hugging the inner thighs will help with your balance as you reach back for one or both hands. And then again, you can bend at the elbows to get a quad stretch here, sinking the hips forward and through, even here. Or begin to kick into that left heel away from the body, taking your gaze up, getting a little bit of a balance challenge, a little bit of a back bend. And very slowly bringing the heel back into the glute. Take your right hand to your thigh, followed by the left. Release the back leg. Very nice. Begin to shift the hips back into the half split first, and then widen your base. Walk your right foot and your left knee away from each other as you sit back into your half heroes pose. So my left foot is to the outside of my left hip. I'm drawing the right toes back towards my face. Reach the arms high, hollow out the belly, and fold. Begin to slowly rise up. We're going to do the same setup on this left side now, taking your left hand, planting it behind the left foot, toes towards the wrist crease, fingers pointing away from you. Press into your points of contact, so your palm, your knee, and your heel. Begin to lift, pressing the hips forward, reaching your right arm up and back. Full breath in. On the exhale, fold. Follow your breath. Inhale, begin to open up, plant the palm, sweep the hips and the arm high. Exhale, fold. One more time. Swim that left arm followed by the right. Stay for your exhale this time. Full breath in. And then exhale, lower the hips and fold over the right leg. Beautiful work. This time we're going to swing the left leg around to meet the right, coming into a seat, heading into Paschimottanasana. So if you like to take a bend in the knees here, go ahead and do so. Otherwise, pull the toes towards the face, hollow out the belly, reach the arms high, full breath in. Exhale to fold. Pull the shoulders away from the ears. Now, once you get as deep as you're going to go or as far as you're going to go after you've found all that length, then allow the body just to kind of melt over the legs. So allow there to be some rounding. It's all good. I just want you to feel good here, whatever that looks like for you. Sometimes it feels good just to wrap the arms underneath the legs. Very slowly start to roll up. Bend into the knees to plant the feet. Scoot your hips up to your heels and make your way onto your back. We'll start by taking the knees a little bit wider than hips width distance and just windshield wiper the legs left and right. Releasing the hips and the low back. Very nice. Plant into both heels now, and then imagine you're going to tuck your feet under a rug. You'll feel a little tilt of the pelvis. We're not going up into full bridge, just going to kind of press the hips up, resetting from all that folding, and then lower the hips. Kick your left heel towards the ceiling, cross your left ankle over your right thigh, and then gently press your left thigh away. Keep a flex in your left foot, and then notice if your chin is poking up towards the ceiling, lengthen the back of the neck, flattening the shoulders in the back onto the mat. Now you have the option to stay here or start to hug that right thigh into your chest by feeding your arms through, grabbing underneath the thigh or over the shin. And notice right away as you reached for either part of your leg, did your back crunch up? Can you flatten the back of the neck back onto the mat? Keeping a flex or a point in both feet, just having some sort of activation here will help support the knee joint. Very nice. And then drop the right foot onto the mat. Keep the cross of the legs. You're just going to allow the legs to fall over to the right. Left foot planting entirely on the ground. Now, if this is too much on that outer left hip, you'll know right away. If you need to unwind the legs, take a traditional supine twist. Otherwise, I have my left foot planted. My right hand is grabbing a hold of my left ankle, and then I'm pulling the left knee away from the body. Peeling my left arm open, peeling, pushing, pulling, all of them. Got a lot of stuff going on here. You should feel this in the outer hip. I don't usually like to say that, so forgive me if I'm wrong, but that's where I feel it. Because in my outer left hip feels nice. If you have a hold of your right ankle, go ahead and let go of it. Allow the legs to cross the rest of the way. Whew. We're not here for too much longer. And then come back up through center, unwind the legs. You can windshield wiper left and right here to release all of that. And then we're going to take it to the other side. Kick your right foot towards the ceiling, cross the ankle over the left thigh. Energetically or physically press that right knee away from you. And then decide if you want to pull that left thigh into your chest. Drop the left foot back onto the mat. Keep the cross of the legs and allow the knees to fall just over to the left now. Taking your left hand and grabbing a hold of that right ankle and pressing that right knee away. Opening the right arm out to the right side. Release the grip if you have it. Unwind the legs the rest of the way. Just coming into a quick supine twist with the legs bound, if that feels okay. Come on back through center. Unwind the legs and windshield wiper one last time. Very nice. Bring your knees into your chest. Give them a hug, interlace the fingers over the shins, give yourself a tight squeeze. Take your nose up to your knees, squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then Supta Baddha Konasana or reclined butterfly. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees will open wide. I like to take my arms overhead here, just opening up all the way. And then in your time and in your way, you're going to make your way into your final resting shape. I'm going to try to stay here for about 10 minutes. If you have time for that, I invite you to stay here with me. Otherwise, you can finish this video whenever you are finished with your practice. Feel free to like and subscribe if you're not already. Otherwise, take your legs out long. Dink your arms down to your sides, palms face up, getting ready to receive all that good energy, soaking up the benefits of the practice that you just put in. And then noticing, once again, taking inventory from the feet all the way up to the crown of the head, releasing any tension, anything that you're still holding on to, letting the chest and the shoulders get heavy onto your mat, softening the jaw, let the tongue fall away from the roof of your mouth, soften the muscles of the face, ease. Begin to bring your awareness back onto your mat, into the room. Taking a soft breath in. Wiggling fingers, wiggling toes. Take your arms long overhead. Stretch all the way from your fingertips to your toes. Roll through your wrists, roll through your ankles. And then when you're ready, come on up to a comfortable seat. Taking your time, move nice and slow. Taking a seat just how we started class. Noticing any shifts. It can be as simple as a shift in your heart rate or your temperature. Maybe you feel more at ease. Maybe you feel a little lighter, a little more open. That is my wish for you. We'll inhale the arms overhead, unite the palms, and then drag the thumb knuckles in front of the heart space, pressing the heart into the thumb knuckles and dropping the chin just a tad. It was my honor to practice with you as always. Go in peace, love, and light. Namaste.